This video is available on videogcse.com. Question 16. OAB is a triangle. OA equals A. OB equals B. Part A, find the vector AB in terms of A and B. Try to do this question now. If you get stuck, resume this video until the part that you got stuck and try to continue after that. And continue this video when you get your final answer to check that you got it right. Just to clear something up, this A here isn't the same as this A. See how this is a capital A and this is a small a? This capital A is this vertex, this point here, this corner where these two lines meet, and this B, this capital B, is this vertex here where these two lines meet, this corner. The small a is this vector. A vector has two characteristics. It has direction and magnitude, or another way of saying that is direction and size. So that this line here is small a, this is the vector A, and this line or this side of this triangle here is small b, the vector B. We have to find the vector AB in the vector AB, and this is the vertices AB in terms of the vectors A and B. To do this is kind of like a game, and I love vectors, to be honest. OAB is a triangle, so from O to A, that's the vector A. From O to B, that's the vector B. So we need to find out what vector it is to get from A to B. We don't know what that is, but we do know that from O to A, we don't know how much what the vector AB is, but we can get that in terms of A and B, the vectors A and B, if we, instead of going directly from A to B, we go from A to O and then O to B. So we need to find out the vector AB, but we don't know what that is, so we get the vector AB in terms of the vectors A and the vectors B by moving from the vertex A to the vertex O to the vertex B, and that's how we'll get from A to B. If the vector OA equals the vector A, if we're calling the line OA in that direction A, the vector A, then from A to O will be minus the vector A, because we're going in the other direction, because vectors have the characteristic of direction. So if you don't understand any of this, you can just think of it as a game, but personally I do love these. So I'm not sure if this arrow above OA will paste. No, it didn't. Okay, so just imagine that there's an arrow above that, because I can't really put it above, but you would just write it. So if OA equals A, then the vector AO equals minus A, minus the vector A. So yeah, and then the vector, so we've moved from A to O, and that's the vector negative A minus A. So now we need to move from O to B. We know that OB equals the vector B. It's given to us in the question, so we can write that down. The vector OB, and you would write an arrow over OB here, equals B. It's not negative B, it's just B. It tells us here the vector B. And now we put the two together. We write down the vector AB with an arrow over it. See, the vector AB equals the vector AO. Remember how we got there? The vector AO plus the vector OB, plus the vector OB, and because that will take us from A to B in the other way. Instead of going directly there, we'll go there by traveling along the other two sides. We need to write the vector AB in terms of the vectors A and the vector B. So we just substitute in the values. Well, what is AO? Well, AO equals negative A. So we would write down AB equals negative the vector A plus OB plus, and we know that the vector that OB, hang on a second, that OB is just simply B. So we write down B. So AB equals negative A plus B, and a simpler way of writing this down is to just rearrange it a little, and instead of saying negative A plus B, you would simply say B minus A, the vector B minus the vector A, and that's your final answer. Answer AB equals B minus A there. The vector AB equals the vector B minus the vector A. And we check the mark scheme. This is question 16. Let's check our mark scheme and see how we did. That's question 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here we go. The final answer is B minus A, and they're just looking for some proof. So yeah, we got it. So sorry, B minus A, that's all I'm looking for. I think then that's part B, is it? Yeah, that's part B. So they're really just looking for you to write down B minus A. It's worth 1 mark. Give yourself 1 mark if you got B minus A, or give yourself 1 mark if you wrote down negative A plus B or some equivalent. And the text solution to this video is available on videogcse.com.